From stories across the world to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. A very good evening to you. I'm Nitya Sarachandra.
Good evening, I'm Charita Minipurarachi, and now let's move on to the headlines for tonight's news.
Curfew imposed in the districts of Colombo, Gampaha, Kalutara and Putlam will continue till the 4th of next month. Curfew in other districts will be relaxed on the 27th of this month. The Mahasangha reiterates that there is no need to reconvene the parliament. The second stage of distribution of 5,000 rupee allowance will commence tomorrow.
Now, in your top story this evening, a media release issued by the President's Media Division says that the curfew currently being imposed in the districts of Colombo, Gampaha, Kalutara and Putlam will continue to remain till 5 a.m. on Monday, the 4th of next month. It also says that curfew in other districts will be lifted at 5 a.m. on Monday, the 27th of this month, and reimposed at 8 p.m. on the same day. Thereafter, curfew in these districts will be enforced from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. on the following day until Friday, the 1st of next month. The communique further points out that despite the prevalence of curfew in the Colombo, Gampaha, Kalutara and Putlam districts, the relevant rules will be relaxed to allow institutions of both state and private sectors to remain open in these districts with effect from the 4th of next month. Permission has been granted to maintain retail trading places to sell vegetables and fish and other relevant items. In government institutions, including departments, corporations and statutory boards, as well as in factories and other workplaces of the private sector. It also says that institutions of the private sector should commence work at 10 a.m. in the morning. Heads in the state and private sectors will have to make plans within next week as to how the functioning in their respective offices and service locations should take place with effect from the 4th of next month. It has also been pointed out that only 1/3 of the entire workforce of departments, corporations and the statutory bodies should be convened for duty. The release further states that the heads of institutions are responsible to convene only the minimum staff, despite whatever important and essential services are being carried out by any such institution. An order has been given to the officials who do not report to duty in all state institutions to engage in duties from their homes. Head of any respective institution has the freedom to decide upon which category of workers should report to duty and which category should engage in duty from their homes. The institutional heads also have the liberty to choose on the composition of 1/3 of the workforce to be convened on any given day. Attempts should be made to prevent unnecessary assembly of people in main roads and other places with the objective of curbing the virus. Passenger transportation in Sri Lanka Transport Board buses and train compartments are restricted only to those who engage in employment. The media release adds that any person should leave the house only to purchase food, medicine and other essential items for this purpose. The general public should choose the nearest trading place within walking distance. The media release also says that granting permission even for leaving homes for essential tasks is based upon the final digit of the national ID card. Accordingly, only those with digits 1 or 2 as the last numbers in their national ID cards are granted permission to leave their homes on Mondays. The communique further says that persons with digits 3 or 4 as last numbers in their national ID cards are granted permission to leave their homes on Tuesdays. And the media release also points out that only those persons with digits 5 or 6 as the last numbers in their national ID cards are granted permission to leave their homes on Wednesdays. And also the media release also states that persons with digits 7 or 8 as the last numbers in their national ID cards are granted permission to leave their homes on Thursdays, and those with digits 9 or 0 as the last numbers in their national ID cards are granted permission to leave their homes on Fridays. Now, the COVID-19 health control regulations should be followed to letter in maintenance, office work, passenger transportation and trading places. These include sterilization, wearing of face masks, regular hand washing and maintaining of social distancing. The police and security forces will remain vigilant to find any person who fails to adhere to these orders. Inter-district transportation is restricted to employment needs and other essential services. All schools, universities and other educational institutions as well as cinema halls should remain closed until further notice. The media release points out that if any village or high-risk area was identified in any of the districts where the curfew is relaxed, there is a possibility of imposing a day-long curfew in any such area. If any area was unidentified as an isolated area, it is fully prohibited for any unauthorized person to enter or leave such an area. Conducting of all types of ceremonies, pilgrimages, recreational tours, carnivals, processions and meetings have been banned until further notice. It has also been requested to suspend the holding of religious ceremonies as well as the assembly of people is a hindrance to control the spread of the virus. Arrangements have also been made to implement the measures introduced by the government for the continuous supply of essential items and services. The coronavirus pandemic has to be fully controlled in order to safeguard the general public and to provide measures for the safety of their health and well-being. It is also imperative to rejuvenate the stalled economy. Parallel to these measures, these objectives could be realized only with the cooperation of the general public for the virus control. The government adds that the people could extend their support by remaining in their homes and following all recommended health and safety protocols. It also calls upon the general public to bear with responsibility all difficulty encountered in the interests of themselves, their children and the security and well-being of the nation. The communique adds that maximum punishment will be imposed under existing laws on any person who acts in a manner obstructing the well-being of the society.
And meanwhile, the police say nearly 38,000 persons have disregarded notifications to obey the curfew. More than 9,000 vehicles have also been taken into police custody so far during island-wide operations. The government requests people to adhere the curfew as the measures has been taken to stop the spread of the coronavirus. The people are requested to bear with responsibility and understanding to burden duty imposition of the curfew as it was declared in the interest of the people themselves. The government says that 423 curfew violators were arrested in the 24 hours that ended at 6 a.m. today. 111 vehicles also have been apprehended. The Kottadeniya police station has arrested 11 persons who have breached the curfew along with 6 motorcycles and a 3-wheeler. The police has strongly warned those who are travelled in roads not wearing face masks.
Now, Director General of Health Services Specialist Dr. Anil Jasing has said that patients in large numbers are now not being reported from Beruwala, Alutkama, Putlam, Akurana, Jaffna, Negombo and Ratnapura. All these clusters of previous corona patients have now been diminished. The specialist physician has expressed hope that this successful trend will prevail.
Up until yesterday night, 29 people have been identified as COVID-19 infected patients. Out of them, 8 have been reported from various hospitals in the country, and all of them are Navy personnel. And also another 4 Navy personnel from Velisara camp have been identified, and 3 from Kotakaliyawa quarantine camp, and another 3 from Diyathalawa quarantine camp. These patients have been admitted to Mulleriyawa base hospital and several other hospitals.
And meanwhile, the Mahasangha of the three Nikayas reiterated that decisions should not be taken outside of the purview of the Constitution. This was disclosed in a meeting between President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and the Mahasangha of the three Nikayas. The aim of the discussion was to enlighten the Mahasangha on the program being implemented by the government to control the COVID-19 epidemic and also to explain the current situation in the country. The President has clarified on this occasion the measures taken to control coronavirus expansion, the quarantine process, relief granted to the people and decision taken to restore local economy. He has also stated that the health and security divisions as well as the entire state mechanism have extended enormous assistance to confront the challenges faced by the country. The Mahasangha has stated that it extends blessings to program being implemented by the government headed by the President.
පාර්ලිමේන්තුව නැවත රැස් වෙන්නට අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. ඔතන විශාල
සියලුම මහා සංඝරත්නය
ලංකාවේ ජනතාව ගලවා ගැනීම
මේ පාර්ලිමේන්තු ඡන්දය කල් දැමීමේදී
The President pointed out the importance of having a vibrant parliament to fulfill people's expectations, said that there is no constitutional possibility to reconvene the old parliament. He added that the remedy available is to convene a new parliament. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa said that he was elected through the votes of the Sinhala people. He added that, however, since the first day he was elected and even on the National Independence Day, he has clearly stated that although he was elected by the votes of Sinhala majority, he is bound by his responsibility to serve alike to every citizen in the country. The President further said that even while he was making statements, certain extremists and communal groups were conspiring against the country and the people. The aim is to go against the verdict delivery by the people. It is clearly that there is no need to postpone elections under the cover of the corona pandemic. The President also said that the intention was to postpone the polls beyond the 2nd of June and to find whether a constitutional crisis could be created. They wanted to go before the courts and to create an unnecessary situation. The President further said that there is no question that a difficult situation persists regarding the holding of the election. He also said that they could convene Parliament even after 20th of June, the date decided upon the conduct of the poll. The President further said that the Election Commission should call a date for an election and convene the PAV and for the way the election for a new Parliament. The President further said that therefore he will be able to convene the new parliamentary session. The holy month of Ramzan, the 1441st Hijri year, has commenced today. Ramzan means the 9th month of the Islamic calendar. During the holy month of Ramzan, the Muslim community commit themselves on behalf of God Allah. The Muslim devotees says they fulfill the holy responsibilities of Hijri year. According to the holy Al-Quran of the Islamic religion, the month of Ramzan is considered as a month of holy night named Laylatul Qadr, gifted by God Allah. As a result, the month is also identified as an Al-Quran month. As Islamic devotee dedicated to the Almighty remain refraining from taking meals from dawn till evening until fulfillment of duties. They are engaged in and practice throughout the month. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health and the Department of Muslim Affairs have jointly presented a series of guidelines to be followed by Sri Lankan Muslim community to evade the worldwide COVID-19 pandemic. Director of the Department of Muslim Religious and Cultural Affairs, Ashiq ABM Mashroof, says that the teachings of the Holy Prophet also mentions on quarantine activities. Therefore, he requests the Muslim community to remain in their homes and engage in religious observances during the fasting period in Ramzan.
Dear Muslim friends, this is a difficult Ramadan. Maybe this is more blessed than other Ramadans, because whenever there is a difficulty, so you get more blessings and rewards from Allah. Please remember that government has introduced certain restrictions which are totally in compliance with the public policy and to protect lives and safety of every Sri Lankan in accordance with the international guidelines also. We also should know that these guidelines to fight COVID-19 are not alien to Muslims, because Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, don't enter a land where the plague has broken out. Don't leave from where it has broken out. So if you are in a place where there is a plague or disease like that, so you have to stay inside the village. So if you are outside, don't enter such a village. So this is a prophetic guidance, and it's not a new thing. Therefore, a lockdown, quarantine, and quarantine curfew, all these things are well explained 1400 years back. Therefore, please obey government rules which are in line with public health and public welfare.
Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa issuing a message in connection with Ramzan fast says that this year's Ramzan fasting period has commenced at a time of global conflict. The religious belief on Islamic devotees is that everything happens according to the will of God Allah. They utilize the Ramzan period to commit themselves for the well-being of the others through cultivation of qualities of patience and self-control. The Prime Minister in this message further points out that the task before US in the face of the corona epidemic is to overcome challenges by safeguarding the families. Therefore, the Prime Minister requests Islamic devotees to follow religious practices in their homes during the Ramzan period. Many countries in the world have closed down mosques in agreement with international health regulations. For the first time in the 1400-year-old Islamic history, Saudi Arabia has decided yesterday to close down mosques in Mecca and Medina for devotees during the Ramzan period. The main mosque in the holy city of Mecca was deserted today. Only a few staff was engaged in maintenance work at the site where usually millions of people engage in prayer sessions during Ramzan season.
Now, in the meantime, moving back to Sri Lanka, the suspension of scheduled flights of the Sri Lankan Airlines due to the coronavirus outbreak has been extended till the 15th of May, the airlines has reported. A statement issued by Sri Lankan Airlines says that it regrets very much to inform passengers that the airline is compelled to extend the temporary suspension of its scheduled passenger flights till the 15th of May 2020 in view of the travel restrictions imposed by the destinations they operate to due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Further, the airline's cargo services will continue to operate from its worldwide network and special flights as and when required. For further information, passengers are advised to contact their travel issuing agent, the nearest Sri Lankan Airlines office or the Sri Lankan Airlines 24-hour contact centre on 011 777 1979. Now, in the meantime, the set of targeted questions answers of the 2020 Nano Mahira Jayamaga Scholarship has been released. It has been prepared according to the new syllabus and can be purchased from Sarasavi Samudra and MD Gunasena bookshops. The Nano Mahira Educational Program is a series of a successful program conducted by the National Television for over many years on behalf of students appearing for the scholarship examinations. A veteran staff is conducting the program. This program is considered a tremendous boost for students who are at home pursuing their educational activities under the present conditions. The Nano Mahira questions answers set could be purchased from the RU Entertainment sales outlet of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation as well. Any inquiries could be made through the telephone numbers 0113 158655 or 0766 505 516.
And meanwhile, the number of those infected with the COVID-19 disease has been increased to 440. 20 patients were reported today. Meanwhile, 118 fully cured corona patients have returned to their homes today. 7 of the patients detected today were those undergoing quarantine at the Kandakadu Quarantine Centre. The group also included 2 earlier-old male undergoing self-quarantine in Bandaranaike Mawatha in Kisalwatte, Colombo. 4 more patients have been recorded from Valisora Naval Camp and 1 more patients, a Navy personnel from Monragala Hospital. 52 COVID-19 patients were identified yesterday. 30 out of them were those assigned for duties at the Valisara Navy camp. It has also been reported from Polonnaruwa that a Navy person attached to this camp who has returned home on vacation was also afflicted with the disease. Another Navy person who has gone to Kurunegala on vacation was also reported to have been infected. All Navy personnel in this camp were subjected to PCR test after the incident. It was due to these tests that affliction of the disease to 28 other persons in the camp was confirmed. 10 more sailors who have gone to their villages were also reported to have been afflicted. Accordingly, 70 persons were reported to have been confirmed as COVID-19 patients. It was also established yesterday that another Navy person attached to the Valisara Navy camp who has returned to his homes in Ratnapura districts was also infected with the disease. Residents in 11 houses other than the residents of the sailor were subjected to self-quarantine. Another sailor who was serving in the same camp and returned to Savanagala in Monoragala on leave was also reported to have been infected. A group including family members of the Navy person was subjected to PCR test today. It has also been established yesterday that 2 more Navy personnel who have been returned to Serupita, Bangalawatha and Beruwal in Kaluthura were confirmed corona patients. They were directed to the IDH Angoda. Those who have had close contacts with the Bangalawatha patients were subjected to self-quarantine. A person who has travelled in the same bus with the COVID-19 patient of the Valisara Navy camp who was camped to Ginigathena as well as 20 others were directed to self-quarantine. Another Navy person and several others who have had contacts with him were also directed to quarantine. The viz of the Ambagamu medical officer of health says that all of them will be subjected to PCR test tomorrow. Bandaranaike Mawat in Kesalvathe, Colombo continues to remain as an isolated area. The medical divisions of the Colombo Municipal Council says around 160 residents in the area were subjected to PCR test today. The Palagoda Fish Trade Centre has resumed bulk trading today. Following the detention of a COVID-19 patient from Peleyandala, this person was reported to have arrived at the Palagoda Fish Trade Centre. The Lankan Airlines says that 160 passengers have arrived from Mumbai City, India this evening. The group included 62 students, 101 army personnel and members of several other families. The Sri Lankan Airlines says 160 passengers have arrived from Mumbai City, India this evening. The group included 62 students, 101 army personnel and members of several other families.
ඔවුන්ව රැගෙන යාමට කටයුතු කළා තිබෙනවා. ඊයේ සහ අද දින දෙක ඇතුළතව 156 දෙනෙකු තම නිරෝධායන කටයුතු නිමව කරලා නිවෙස් බලා යැවීමට අපි කටයුතු කරලා තිබෙනවා. මේ අනුව 4485ක් මේ දක්වා ත්‍රිවිධ හමුදා විසින් නිරෝධායන ලක්වීමෙන් අනතුරුව තම නිවෙස් බලා ගොස් තිබෙනවා. ඒත් එක්කම තවදුරටත් 2910 දෙනෙකු නිරෝධායන කටයුතු වල නියැලෙමින් සිටිනවා. මේ දක්වා පුත්තලම ජෛරා විද්‍යාලයේ නිරෝධායන මධ්‍යස්ථානයක් පවත්වාගෙන යමින් 82 දෙනෙකු නිරෝධායන වෙමින් සිටියා. මේ සියලු දෙනාම නිවෙස් බලා යැවීම හේතුවෙන් ඒ ජෛරා විද්‍යාලයේ තිබුණු නිරෝධායන මධ්‍යස්ථානය ඉවත් කළා මේ වනට විෂහරණය කළා එම පාසල වෙත ලබා දීමටත් අපි කටයුතු කළා තිබෙනවා.
Minister Pavitra Ponniyarachi has presided over the Action Evaluation Committee to control corona disease today. The attention has been focused to increase PCR tests on this occasion. The need to focus special attention on clinics on residential patients as well as outpatients was also reiterated. The Dialogue Asiata company has taken measures to provide 200 million rupees for development of intensive care units in hospitals. An agreement and understanding on this regard was signed today.
Now, the second stage of the government program to provide the 5,000 rupee allowance will commence from tomorrow. All families which did not receive the allowance in the first round are able to submit appeals in the second round. The government has taken measures to provide allowances immediately to those who have not yet received their allowances. The government has already spent 21,150 million rupees to Samurdhi and low-income families. The aim is to provide the allowance to 2 million families who were deprived of livelihood due to the coronavirus pandemic.
And with that, we conclude tonight's news. Do it just tomorrow at the very same time. Stay safe. Good night.
Good night.